Okay, so I've been hopping around my characters trying to figure out what characters I have things to Star Force on. Wind Archer doesn't really have anything, but the Thunderbreaker does have at least one thing that I want to Star Force. So let's get this over with right quick. The thing that it has that I know I want to Star Force is the eyepatch. I did get another eyepatch on this character. Let me switch to damage gear. What do I have? I still need a Daybreak on this character, or did I? No, I don't. Daybreak is done. This character does not need Daybreak. This character's Gollix is all done. Can tap Arcanes from 21 to 22, but I don't have the Meso or resources for spares right this moment, so I'm not going to do that. I don't have money to try to Star Force anything else, so I think it's just the eye patch right now for this character. Which is totally okay. I think it's just the eye patch. Yeah. Oops. Hate it when it fucking does that, man. Because I had my character, window open. Anyways. I have a trace of an eye patch. I'm gonna keep the trace just in case I ever want to restore it. I guess it's better to have a fucking dupe. Doesn't really matter, though. Let's see. I think I boomed the last eye patch on this character, 21 to 22. I don't remember, honestly. I've had so many eye patches on mules. It takes me fucking 2 years plus to get an eye patch on the main. Thank God it went 21. But, then the mules just fucking eat constantly. Oh, man. I've still only ever seen one ET and one Dreamy Belt on any combination of characters, and I run 6 of them a week. That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. What are we doing, Damien? That's what we're doing. Alright, so now I got 2 patches, ghost patches, excuse me. Alright, I'll go look for more stuff to Star Force. If I don't have anything else, though, this might just be like a standalone clip. I don't know if I have anything else. Yeah, so I'm looking at my Dawn Warrior, which is the last character that I really have, and there's nothing here that I can tap. I have spares of shit. Like, I have a bunch of spare Dominators, but there's nothing I can really do with them. Like, I could theoretically prep like a 23 sup pendant for the day this character can get a source, but I just don't have the Meso for that. There's nothing I can tap on this character right now that would give me immediate gains. So I think that's going to do it for these Star Forcing videos. Yeah. I don't know what other clips I'm going to put after this, but it's got to be more than just the eye patch booming. Hopefully your guys' Shining Star Force went well, because, I mean, mine could have went worse, it could have went a lot better, but 75 build for like 1 star on my Nightwalker is pretty depressing. It is what it is, though. Little impromptu session. I popped a green chest. It's nothing crazy, but it will level me. So, let's level up. That's 292. I don't know if I want to do what I did last time, but I've stayed up way too late to get this level. And what I mean by last time is just kind of like talk about my life, do a little life update maybe, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys want this like every 3-4 months, whatever it takes me to level up, assuming I keep grinding as much as I'm grinding, which, you know, I may or may not. But yeah, let me know. I'm probably going to end up doing another clip when I wake up tomorrow and just like do it anyways and like give a like life updates, whatever, just kind of talk about me, talk about stuff in general, just random stuff. Let me know though if you guys want to see that like every 3-4 months whenever I level up. I don't know. Hello there everybody. I just woke up about an hour or so ago. It's almost reset and it's the day after I leveled. I just took a little sleepy. Let me pop some buffs here. Do a 2-hour to get rid of the 2-hour pot. Make it nice and easy. It's going to be Rune Day here in a minute. Well, not a minute, but after reset. Consolidate that shit. Alright. So I'm gonna just do some grinding on Rune Day. I have done some prep, as you guys can see the boosters in my inventory. Nothing too crazy. I mean, if you're a real grinder, you know. I guess I need my fam out. Everything look good now? Yeah, looks aight. Alright, everything look irie. So, like I promised, I'm sure the last clip was very sleepy. I stayed up a little bit later to get the level, because I was busy, and I couldn't do the grinding, and then also I didn't have any boosters for when I was grinding yesterday. Because I usually just use my boosters as I get them. But when Rune Day is coming around, I like to save the boosters like everyone else, because it just makes the most sense. Not looking forward to this Rune Day, though, because the Twentina portals are going to be spawning, and I have a feeling I'm going to be losing the map very often. I know you're only gone for 20 seconds, but shit, you leave a map for like a second, you fucking lose it half the time. Anyways. How am I doing? Like, I guess I could talk about my holidays, if you guys give a shit. That's what I mean. Like, I think last night, I pretty much repeated one thing over and over, which was like, do you guys want me to give, like, just these videos be, like, a little life update about me, like, what I've been up to, how I'm doing personally, all that shit? Just basically whenever I level on Mushroom Game, just because it's, like, a couple months gap. Assuming I keep this pace up, which I may or may not. Really just depends on how my priorities are looking, in the real world. I've obviously been able to grind a little bit more due to... I'm off work, but we'll see how it ends up shaking out longer term. Yeah. Anyways, I'll stop yapping about, like, the hypotheticals, and I'll start talking about, like, my holidays. So, holidays, I'm a big holiday kind of guy, even though it might not seem like it, just because I'm just like, whatever, I'm quiet, I'm chill. I typically don't seem to care about much. At least that's like the attitude that I give off. I know, the aura, I guess, or the vibe. But no, I'm a holiday guy. I love holidays. Halloween, Christmas. I don't really care too much for Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving isn't like super crazy. But I mean, I don't go around going, yeah, fuck Thanksgiving. The only holiday I really don't like too much is 4th of July, and that's just because of fireworks, and the fireworks scare the kitty cat, and that's like all the holiday is. I don't know. But that being said, I do love me some holidays. Christmas is my favorite. I love the snow. I love the idea of the snow. I think it looks very aesthetic, very pretty. I love just how most people seem to be in a better mood by proxy of it just being like almost Christmas. People definitely get a mood buff, even if you're, like, not a super holiday person. But it just kind of be like that, you know? I also really like all the Christmas lights. I'm a very simple kind of person. Christmas lights are very pretty. Love them very much. It's just a nice time of year, all around, generally speaking. And I know for some people holidays can be rough because, you know, emotions be complicated. Humans are like an enigma, a puzzle box, if you will. But listen, that's why I always try to make it a point, especially in my videos around the holiday, where I always, like, you know, wish you guys well, make it a point to, you know, add a little more emphasis on stuff. It's very small amount of effort for me, but it can mean a lot to someone else who really, really needs it. And that's the kind of shit that I've always been like, if I can make one singular person's day better just from these videos ever, like, that's an achievement for me. And that's always, like, a goal that I'm setting out to do. Not for any reason other than I feel like if I'm gonna be on this planet, I should try to add to people's lives rather than take away or, like, you know, like anything else. But Christmas was good. Got to spend time with the family. Like, I mean, I spend time with the family all the time, but extra time. I got to see my sister that usually isn't here. Well, I didn't get to see her too much, but She came over a couple times. Cat got a pretty sweet cat spinny toy. He actually plays with it, which is kind of cool. Very excited about that. Usually 99% of the things you buy cats, they don't end up using because cats are... They're enigmas, man. I don't know. If you've never had a cat, cats are very interesting creatures in that they do pretty much the exact opposite of what you want them to do most of the time. Like, if you buy them like a cat tree or a cat bed, they're probably not going to use it. If you buy them like a cute little toy, they're probably not going to play with it. That kind of stuff. Or if you want them to not step on your face while you're sleeping, they're probably going to do that. Anyways, I love my kitty very much, if you guys can't tell. I talk about him all the fucking time, because, I mean, he's relevant, you know? If he's up in my shit, you know? I'm not going to ignore him. I'm not going to pretend like he don't exist. He's a cute boy. Even if he is a bit of an asshole on occasion. That's just the cat charm. Call me the personality of a cat type shit. Anyways, I got some pretty sweet shoes for Christmas. I usually don't get new shoes. Pretty much all of my shoes. I mean, I used to be a pretty big shoe head, sneaker head. If you know, you know. I used to do a lot of thrifting and try to get, like, sweet deals on, like, older vintage shoes. Mostly looking at Jordans, Air Maxes, shit like that. AJFs. I have a really sick pair of 2008 AJFs. Fucking love them so much. They're my favorite pair of shoes. Had them for so long. But I got, like, a brand new pair of, the retro Air Maxes that they were running, like, not too long ago. And I usually don't get brand new shoes, but I love the old retro Air Maxes, and they're the, I mean, if I remember, I'll put a picture up, but I very well might not remember. I mean, there should be a picture up, but they're nothing crazy, but I just like them. They're cool, plus they're new. I'm not going to be wearing them until the weather gets better here, though, because where I live right now is a muddy, sludgy mess, especially since all the flooding that happened recently, and I mean, we're just getting a shit ton of rain anyways, and all the mud and shit. So, I probably won't be wearing them until, like, spring, summer, but hey. I'm gonna wear the shit out of them when it is spring, summer. I mean, shoes are meant to be worn, that is my opinion, even if I am, like, a sneakerhead. Or an ex-sneakerhead, whatever you want to call me. But I don't think wearing them in, like, shitty conditions purposely is, like, beneficial to them, because it's just gonna ruin them, like, instantly. I at least want to get some good use out of them and make them look as nice for as long as I can, you know? And I still have a pair of, like, old UA shoes that I've been using, old running shoes, that are halfway to disintegrating, but, you know, that's what they're there for. Wear that shit until it falls apart, yes siree. But that's, like, the really big thing that I got. Bought some little games, got some little gifts for my friends. Hung out with some friends for New Year's. Spent my New Year's Eve night inside to take care of my kitty cat. If you guys watched the Arconomics video, my poor cat was terrified of the fireworks. I'll put up another picture of him when he was sitting in my lap scared. He looks so cute, but he looks so scared, and I feel so bad for him. And I wanted to make sure I was home to take care of him and, like, soothe him as much as I possibly could. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of how my holidays have went, though. Pretty good. I have no complaints there whatsoever. Me personally, talk about me personally, in the last video I did mention, like, the whole, like, weight loss thing. I'm obviously still going with that. I don't really follow any sort of set, like, plan. I do lift, I walk multiple times a day. I walk once when I first wake up, and then I walk again around midnight. Just because I like me night walks, and it gives me, like, a stretch goal. Less people outside, it's quiet. I use the time to process stuff and think. Walks are good to just have, like, alone time away from everything, get away from everything, and just kind of have that time where I can just think about shit. Obviously listen to music, all that good shit. But the lifting, it's always been super inconsistent. I just have like 50-pound adjustable dumbbells that I just have at home. I bought them like probably like 6 or 7 years ago at this point, back when I was a little bit more serious about it and I was like more disciplined. Just so I could always have something to do like in between like WoW queues. Which again is kind of what I do now with MapleStory. What I've started doing is I gamified it basically. Whenever I leave my room and I come back in, I'll do a couple sets. Always, no matter what, alternating between overhead and curls. That's basically all I do. Like I said, I don't do anything crazy. Do some squats here and there just for funsies. Can do some weighted squats, but that shit kind of rough, I'm gonna be honest. I've also started running a little bit again. I'm not like the biggest fan of running. I much prefer walking just because... I mean, I don't know. Like, running... I'm known to be a little bit of a dummy, a little dummy idiot, and running increases the odds that I, like, slip and eat shit outside. But I've started running, like, here and there for short bursts. It's nothing super consistent. I'll do it maybe once a week. And I won't do it for the entire time, but I'll do it for, like, bursts of the walk. I don't know, it's relevant. Well, I mean, I don't know. Everything I say is relevant because I'm just, like, talking about me, I guess, but... I don't know. Listen, if you guys want this, like, every couple months when I level, it'll get more easy for me to, like, talk about myself, but right now I'm, like, trying to figure out what I should say, because like I said in the previous level video, I'm used to being, like, not... like somebody who talks about themselves much because of the way that I was like raised and everything and the environment that I was in. It's not great, but it's a work in progress for sure. So these videos have been kind of like an exercise in that as well. But my upper body looks pretty good, all things considered. I'm happy with it, at least, considering how like fat I still am. Well, I'm not that fat. I'll get to it in a little bit, but I still am, obviously, a bit fat. And the loose skin is pretty bad. Maybe someday I'll show you guys a picture if you guys care, but it definitely gives me, like, body image issues, even though, like, everybody I know tells me I look amazing, and even, like, I'll occasionally get hit on by, like, random people, which is, like, a massive confidence booster, but if you're a guy, you know, right? If you know, you know. Anyways. It's crazy. Anyways. Weight-wise. Last time I made one of these videos, I said I was like... well, I said I was like 270, 280, somewhere in that range, but I hadn't weighed myself. Because the last time I'd weighed myself was September 24th, which is like the 1-year anniversary of me like going to the doctor and figuring out I was fucking 444 pounds. But yeah, short recap for anyone who doesn't know. September 24th, 2024, I went to the ER, urgent care, for like an ear infection and like a respiratory thing. Because I got super sick. And I found out there that I was 444 pounds, which is fucking crazy. I am 6 foot, so I'm like, I guess tall-ish, but 444 pounds is fucking huge for anyone. And then 1 year later, exactly 1 year later, September 24th, 2025, I weighed 297 pounds. I don't know the kg conversion. You guys can use Google, I'm sorry. For the ones who need the kg, I'm American, I'm sorry. And then I weighed myself 3 months later, so December 24th of 2025. And I was 255 pounds, which is kind of crazy. You'd think I'm, like, starving myself, but nah, I'm not. I'm eating like a petite woman, I guess is what I would say. I just try to keep it between 1,200 and 1,500 calories, which is pretty low for a very, like, big, active male, but I don't feel hungry and I don't feel bad. Like, my energy is good. So I just keep doing it. I don't know. If I didn't feel good, I would change, you know? And I did have a couple people mention, like, the GLP-1 stuff, like Ozempic, Wegovy, stuff like that. I'm not on any of that, but I'm also, like, not super against it. I know that may be, like, an unpopular take or, like, a hot take, But I think the like GLP-1s, Ozempic and all that shit, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with them. Obviously, we don't know like the super long-term side effects of taking them, which is what usually a lot of people cite. But I think my biggest problem with them is that I think a lot of people see them as like, see, I hit the right rune key, but it just didn't register the input. I hate it when that happens. I'm down to say that I fail runes, because I do fail runes all the time, but that time I hit the right input and it just didn't take my last input. I'm sad. But my biggest problem with the things like Ozempic and Wegovy, Mounjaro, shit like that, is that I think a lot of people don't understand that it's like, you have to keep taking it. It's not like you take it, get down to like your desired weight, and then can stop taking it, and then you'll be fine. You kind of... You're not reliant on it so much as you are reliant on it for the effect. Like, I don't think you get addicted to it, but it's like, it literally restricts your hunger, or like changes your hunger signals from what I understand. And if you stop taking it, then the hunger signals will return. So you need to do more than just, like, stop taking it. You need to change your, like, lifestyle, right? And you need to have, like, some discipline and stuff. I just know a lot of people get under the idea that they can take it for a certain period of time and then get off it, and then they'll be fine, and they'll be able to stay whatever weight they get to. But from my understanding and from my, like, anecdotal experience, like, that's not the case, because I've had a couple of friends that have been on it and then gotten off of it, and then they've gotten right back up to where they were when they were on it, or before they were on it. I just don't think that's, like, something that a lot of people understand. They just see it as like this magic weight loss, like, syringe, and then they take it for a bit, and then they stop taking it, and then they get confused. Obviously, people should do research, and you should talk to your doctors and stuff. And then, obviously, the other big factor is, like, the cost prohibition of, like, getting it. Obviously, all medication is expensive as shit, especially in the United States. And it's... For the longest time, Ozempic and all that stuff was having, like, a quote-unquote shortage, which just means they wanted to make more money from people because it was, like, a popular thing. That's all that means. And that shit's expensive. Like, I'm sure if you sat down and, like, did a side-by-side comparison of, like, the potential savings from grocery costs versus, like, the cost of, like, the medication itself, you might be able to come out ahead or break even, depending on, like, how much you were eating before and after. But I think the recurring cost and the fact that you need to be on it, not forever, but up until you, like, can better control your own, like, impulses and desires, I don't think that's a non-zero factor. That is all to say, I'm not on it. I remember some people asking me, and I figured I'd throw that out there. I mean, like I said, I personally have nothing against it. I think no matter how you slice the pie, it's always going to be better to be less big in pretty much every scenario. Unless you're, like, at the extreme end of, like, weight, right? Obviously, you don't want to be extremely overweight. You don't want to be extremely underweight, right? Obviously. But I think, generally speaking, if something isn't, like, inherently bad for you, it's not cheating, it's just getting you to a better place health-wise. You know? Anyways, I've yapped for almost 20 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I think I'll wrap it up here. I'll see you guys in another little bit, though I think if I do I will end up making another level up video no matter what, but I don't know if I'll yap nearly as long on the next level up video, because the next level up video might be coming sooner than you expect. Let's just say these Twentina pouches have been stacking up. Let's just say. That'll be a banger video, though, let me tell you. Anyways, I love all of you guys, as always. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me throughout this journey, whether you're new, old, whatever it may be. Thank you to my YouTube members, It's Biscuits, Ender, Diz, Remix My Life. Love everyone, all of you viewers, all of my members, and just everyone in general. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye.